Alright guys, most of you fellas who ever worked on your own vehicles one time or another over the years probably had to replace your blower motor for your heat. And over the years they seize up, especially when the cold weather starts. And so that's what we're looking at right here. Okay, this is simple, basic blower motor. Okay, but I'm making this video for a specific reason. I want to show you. This is my 1988 Jeep Comanche. Okay, the blower motor's under there. Okay, you know, this sunlight, you can see it. But it's basically under there. 5 little tiny bolts comes out. Might have to take this tray off with the radiator overflow to get to it. Very simple job. Might take 20 minutes. Then we'll move over here to my 1988 Chevy. There's the blower motor. How simple could that be? That's even simpler. Take those 5 little bolts off, and it comes straight out. All the room in the world to work. Look at that. Man, you could drive a freaking truck through there. Alright. Now, let's fast forward in time. Yeah, okay. This is a 1998 Chevy Blazer. And as you can see from the endless paraphernalia of tools and other crap I got lying around here, alright, this was not a fun job. Okay. Blower motor is located in the same spot. Okay, it's always on the left side, passenger side. Okay. However, you see that big hole there the blower motor sits in? Well, it wasn't as easy as it looks. Okay, first off, that blower motor, which I had to replace because it was making horrific noises and at times wouldn't work at all, is covered by this shroud here. This plastic shroud here continues down. Here's the pieces right here. Here's all the pieces that cover the blower motor. You can't even see the motor. Okay? And believe it or not, check this out right there. What does that say? Cut here for service. Okay? Can't see the full word service, but that's what it says. And there was only one video online that showed this. Unbelievable. That blower motor is actually covered with a plastic shroud that they are instructing you to cut out to get access to the blower motor. Now if you're going to instruct people to cut away this plastic to get service to that blower motor, why the hell would you put the plastic on there to begin with? What a crock. This is what I call engineering at its best. Alright? This is corporate engineering. That plastic shroud gets cut out, the new blower motor goes in, and that's it. Obviously the plastic doesn't go back on because it serves no purpose, mechanically, functionally. However, to the corporate GM, it serves a very big purpose. Because the person that doesn't know about that right there, cut here for service, has to take the car back to the dealer. I can't fix this. It's all covered up. I have no idea how to get to it. Take it back to the dealer. That's the purpose of that plastic shroud. To stop the home mechanic from fixing his car. And that is just bullshit. Plain English. Alright? This is engineering at its corporate worst. Okay? Engineers are supposed to make things better for you and improve the vehicles. Not improve the profits of the company they work for. But that's what they do. Anyways, I could not believe that. That is just incredible. Cut here for service. And it took me 20 minutes to cut that out. Alright, the other thing is, the video online, the only one video that tells you about this I found, I don't recall the fella's name, it tells you got to remove the computer and the engine coolant tank. Okay, but you do not have to do that. Just got to loosen, the computer is bolted to the engine cooler tank. So leave the computer alone, take the 2 10mm bolts off, one on each side of the engine cooler tank. Alright, and if you just lift it up and pull it back, now there is a stud This is the stud. You see how it's square on the bottom? It sits in the hole. Alright? It comes up from the fender, and the nut goes on there, one on each side to hold the tank in place. Now, even after you move the tank, that stud sticking up is in the way, and you're not going to get that blower motor out because of that one stupid stud. Okay? So I just use a punch, and I punched it out. Okay? You can probably see the hole in there where I punched it out. I don't know if you can see it. But at any rate, I just punched it out, and I'll just put a nut and bolt in there. And once you do all of that, unbolt those two bolts, two 10mm bolts. This is what they are, okay? Two 10mm nuts off. You lift it up and pull it back, and then you can get that blower motor out. All right? But first, you got to cut that plastic shroud. Okay? Well, you can move the tank first. Either way, cut the plastic shroud, move the tank. All right? And unfreaking believable, man. What used to be a 10-minute, 20-minute tops job on the older vehicles. I've been out here 2.5 hours working on this. 2.5 hours on this freaking piece of crap. Alright? So, just want to put this video out there to tell you guys, when you look under there and you see that, you can't not see the blower motor because it's covered with this plastic shroud, and you're baffled about how to get to it. Well, that's how you get to it. You got to cut it. Cut that plastic out. And it's actually a very brittle plastic. I started cutting it, and then I realized I'm not going to replace this anyway, so I started grabbing it with the pliers and snapping it off. But I just use a razor knife and a hand sawzall to cut it out. It's a hand sawzall blade. See, little handle takes your sawzall blade, and I use that and a razor knife to cut it out. So I just thought it was necessary to post this video here. Try to save somebody else out there endless time trying to figure this nonsense out. So these are the there's 4 of these, 5 of these 7/32 screws, 7/32 socket head screws that hold that blower motor in place. All right, and the 2 bolts that hold the tank in place. The 2 nuts are 10mm. So hopefully that'll save you a little bit of time. So all you need is those 2 sockets. It's really hard to get to that bottom one. You got to really squeeze your hands down there to get to it. But at any rate, I did not want to unbolt that computer and unplug it. I'm a little paranoid about unplugging the computer. So I realized it was bolted to the tank. See right here? It's bolted to the tank with 2 or 3 10mm bolts. So take those 2 10mm off the tank, lift the tank up and pull it back, and then you can get the blower motor out. So 2.5 hours later, actually I should say a lot more than 2.5 hours, because it took me a freaking day and a half to figure it out. Nonsense, absolutely nonsense. So this is a 1998 Chevy Blazer with a 4.3 liter engine, and make sure you take the old blower motor with you, because there are different ones depending on the type of temperature control you have inside the vehicle. If it's a manual or if it's a computer operated temperature control. I'm glad I took this one with me. She was able to take the number off of it, that number there, off of it, and run it to make sure she was getting me the right one. So anyways, it's on order. I'm waiting for it to come in, but that's the story, guys. You know, like you've seen with the old 88 Chevy over there, what used to be a 10 to 20 minute job turns into a whole freaking day or more, if you're lucky. Okay, so hopefully posting this video will help some guys to you know, to see how to do it and get past the nonsense. And you know, again, I just think what these engineers do are just criminal, absolutely criminal. And I'm so furious about this, man. I mean, cut here for service. Man alive. You got to print that. You got to actually print that piece of plastic with that on it. Cut here for service. He had half a brain. That tells you that you should not be putting that piece of plastic over there, because that's a serviceable part. Oh man, I don't mean to go off here, guys, but I'm just really ticked off about this. And so I'm gonna put this video up here. Hopefully it helps some guys out. So again, 1998 Chevy Blazer. Probably the S10s and some others have the same problem. So hope this helps some of you guys out there. Thanks for watching. Book 'em, Daniel.